dressed up or won wild for the record. We already know what ended up happening. But with that being said, if you were only 101 yards away from the single season record, what would you do if you were the head coach? One player said, let's go for it. Another said, it's otherwise. It's a bigger thing. The main thing is the main thing. I got the coach panel in the game. You already know what to do. Cue music. Let's make this epic. Welcome to the Skybox, where we give our epic perspective in the imperfect sports world. Now let me introduce you to the coldest panel in the game.
Earl Smith, Delano University. Just Heights, baby.
Michael C., Hottest Heights University. I got the boys back. We're back. You already know I got Daryl T., I got Mamba, and I got Coach Twilight a little bit later. But you know what you need to do. Hit that subscribe button. It's only $3.99. Right now we're on 288 subscribers. We're getting up there. We're getting close to that 300 mark. Y'all know what to do. Just keep on hitting that like and subscribe. But I'm going to get to my guy right now. Daryl T., what's good with you guys?
Chilling. Thursday's feeling like Monday.
I know that's right. Let's just get right into it. What a season for the Philadelphia Eagles. Right now, the big picture and the big question was, will Saquon Barkley run next week? Listen to what the coach said. Listen to what he said.
Nick, any decision on what you're gonna do this Sunday with the starters and the safeties?
Yeah, we're gonna rest some guys. No, we're locked into that number 2 seed, so we're gonna rest some guys. There's gonna be some guys that are resting. There are gonna be some guys that are in reserve roles. You can't obviously rest everybody with the schedule. With the roster. And so yeah, that's our plan moving in here and forward. Yeah, he'll probably be somebody that rests.
How valuable was it?
What was your reaction to finding out you're not going to play on Sunday?
Yeah, Coach asked me, what I like to do. We had a conversation, and he called me back, let me know that we're probably going to be resting. And my reaction was kind of like I told my family. Obviously, my family, probably wanted a little bit more than me. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is winning football games and winning the playoffs. So I got a big goal in mind anyway.
Daryl, let me ask you this question. What would you do with Saquon Barkley if you were in a situation with Nick Sirianni going for the single season rushing record?
Hey, man, I mean, I get it. It's, there's a bigger picture going on, but for Saquon to do that, to get the record, that's one thing. And to get it on the team that traded him over to the Eagles or released him or whatever stupid move that front office did, to do it on that team, to give him 2 middle fingers, like, yeah, y'all could have had this. Yeah, you should at least have went for it. But I mean, that's a Sirianni call. I can guarantee you he was the person to do it because, it just seems like any stupid call that comes from the Eagles organization, whether in game or out game, it's probably Nick Sirianni.
So you're not really agreeing upon the decision of them shutting him down for week 18 against the Giants?
If I was a fan of Eric Dickerson, I would.
I get it. I'm kind of torn between it. On one side, you're looking at a record that hasn't been broken for almost close to 4 decades. Then you have the main thing. The main thing is the main thing. Isn't that right? The main thing is the Super Bowl. Right now, they are right now, they have the best chemistry I've seen since that 2022 team. Like, to be 100% honest, this team is probably the best Eagles team ever assembled we ever had. And I'm talking before Michael Vick and they had Deshaun Jackson, all them. Matter of fact, shout out to both of you guys on getting a head coach for Norfolk State and Dale State. But at the end of the day, I really feel that this might have been the best decision for the team, not the player. Jordan Mailata said he wanted to go for it. Lane Johnson said this.
The teams, strive for the #1 seed to get the bye week because it is huge. You get guys injured that maybe don't have the ability to play. You get an extra week, and now they have the ability to play. So, and even last year, AJ got hurt before we went to Tampa. So that's what you're looking at, as far as the Saquon situation. So that's the way I see it. So.
What was the conversation like for you guys with Saquon, like going into that decision?
It's really wasn't our decision. It's really upstairs. So, we're ready to play if we had to, and if we didn't, we'll sit. So.
Did the coaches get your input since Sunday about that decision?
Yeah, obviously everybody would like to have the record, but you would also like to have the player for the playoff game and win a playoff game with them. So you can get greedy if you want to. This league will quickly humble you and put you back in place.
This is a special record. This is a record that I would say as big as as the Major League Baseball home run record. But this is the thing I just got hit with just earlier today. If you walk down the street and ask 10 people in week 5 who had the single season record, you would probably hear names like this. OJ. You would probably hear another name out there that had no weapon, wasn't close. The only way you would have heard of Eric Dickerson is if you were a true football fan and you are really deep into it.
Aren't those the only people you really want to be talking to about that, though?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to a novice. If you don't know Eric Dickerson, then we shouldn't even. We're not. I'm actually going to start talking about something different.
I agree with that. Well, where would you rank this record amongst single season awards in any professional?
Hey, this is. It's hard to rank it amongst all the great records, but this is definitely a record that you go to obtain. You do not. It's almost even worse than sitting your dudes because they got the first round bye. It's like these dudes are sitting and the whole week they're gonna think about that record. And then the next week, when you should be preparing for a playoff game, not everybody's gonna be able to compartmentalize away from that record. To have that record monkey off your back, I just don't think it's a good coaching decision. That's exactly why I think Nick Sirianni did it. But it's a pretty prestigious record, I think.
Okay.
You ask the average baseball fan who Joe DiMaggio is, they don't know him, but that doesn't mean he's not like a GOAT.
Right. So I want to ask you this. So I want you guys to comment below what he just said also. So do you think that they were just shooting for the 2K last week and that was the real goal?
No. Maybe Nick Sirianni it was. Not for the O-line, not for Saquon. Everybody knew there's goals before the goal. You know what I mean? The undefeated Patriots went to the Super Bowl undefeated. They wanted to be undefeated during the season. That's a check. That's a goal. Win a playoff game. Check. Goal. And then it's there's goals. This isn't a big mountain where you gotta one step you gotta get up. It's these certain steps. It's and that it's gonna make the season more special. One thing's gonna make it the most special, but you know what I mean? I guarantee you that's something that Saquon wanted to do, especially you could have named me the 30 other teams in the league. You know what I mean? The fact that he's on the Eagles, he can play 31 other teams. He don't want to do it against the Giants, and the Eagles don't want to give him that against the Giants. I get it though. You know what I mean? But it's stupid coaching decision.
This is why I kind of agree with what he's doing here. Check me out. The Eagles have been playing for 3 months straight. The Eagles are a very, very physical team on both sides of the ball. Saquon Barkley is a physical and a finesse runner. They haven't had a bye since week 5. 3 months playing football. They finally he made a very executive decision to shut them down. You're playing for 3 months. Yes, I understand this is literally, when I say within reaching grasp, it's in reaching grasp. But if you heard what Lane Johnson said, you get greedy, the league will shred you apart. Meaning this, everybody wanted him to get that record, right? What happened if he tore an ankle? What if he tore a knee? What if it happens if one of the O linemen go down? What if happens if Smitty goes down or H.A. Brown goes down? He made an executive decision. As a fan, I understand that I'm hurt too. But we also have to put in perspective what's the main thing. The main thing is the main thing, and the main thing is the Lombardi Trophy.
Bro, it's bigger than just Saquon Barkley not getting the record, bro. Like, resting your starters could be stupid. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you lose momentum. It's either going to be really good decision or really bad decision. There's no in between. There's no in between. It's going to be really, bro. I've seen it. I've seen this happen to the Cowboys. 3 seasons, 12-5 and 12-5. You know what I mean? Like, oh, week 16, week 17, last week of the season, rest the starters. All right, bro. I'd rather go in the playoffs just with momentum, bro. I don't think what momentum are you gaining by resting the starters? That's not that. Yeah, the Lions haven't had a bye since week 5 as well, and obviously they're not going to rest the starters. And I don't think they would want it any other way. I think that right there lies the difference between the two teams. I think if they were playing the Titans, I don't think that they would rest the starters, because that's the mentality of their coach. The mentality of the Eagles is, sometimes that's scared ball. As sometimes that's smart, sometimes it's scared, sometimes it's the best decision, sometimes it's the stupidest possible thing you could have done. You're giving your team a bye week without having a bye week.
Well, I want you guys to comment below, especially what we've been saying about this. So, what do you think the smart thing to do is in this situation, Daryl?
Oh, you play him. You see, you give him one quarter, and if he can't like that, the whole like he might get injured thing. It's like, bro, like you could have been thinking about that all year. Like Saquon isn't like the, you know what I mean? Like, God forbid, but he ain't like the most non-injury prone dudes. Like, I mean, I think he's probably been injured at least 2-3 seasons out of his career. But it's like, but you run him 20-25 times for 16 weeks, and then the 17th time you're like, oh, like let's sit him so he doesn't get injured. Like, all right, like it's you don't play scared. This is football. You don't play with football magic.
There it is. There it is. With that being said, if you have any thoughts, questions, or concerns, email us at #1timeout@gmail.com. It's your boy, Daryl T. It's me, Michael C. I'll have Coach Twilight. I'll have Mama later. But with that being said, I'm going to leave these 4 words. Now let's make it epic. Go Birds.
No birds.
Let's make this epic. If you like this episode, just see who we thought was the best running back in the NFL.